Scoob is the first theatrically, well, now on-demand released animated film with the Scooby-Doo characters. Originally, this was supposed to be in theaters, but due to the pandemic, things have taken a turn. So we get these movies on digital now. And this is actually the other big movie, aside from, I would say, Trolls World Tour, that was supposed to get a major theatrical release and has gone straight to demand. They originally delayed this movie, but then they decided to do it on digital. And this film essentially chronicles the adventures of the Mystery Inc. Fred, Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and of course Scooby-Doo have developed incredible friendships, and they've solved hundreds of cases and busted a bunch of mysteries. However, they're very typecast now. Velma's the smart one. Daphne's the one who is very approachable. Fred is the one who's got the street smarts to him, but Shaggy and Scooby are constantly scared or think about food. Maybe they can find some kind of courage, and eventually opportunity comes knocking when they get recruited out of nowhere by the superhero named Blue Falcon, who says, we have to deal with something and you could be perfect for that, so let's see what you got. That's about the extent to which I'm gonna go with this film, because there's a lot more to it. And I don't want to go into spoilers, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let you watch the film on its own. What I've told you is literally the first 15 minutes of the movie. As a kid, Scooby-Doo was extremely popular, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a lot of kids who haven't, to some extent, grown up with these characters. They're great. It's been a while since I've visited the cartoons, though, but they've always remained fresh in my mind, and of course the meme material online really doesn't make me miss it so much. I also actually rewatched the first live-action film recently, which is not great at all, but it's nice guilty pleasure material. I actually remember being excited for that movie as a kid, and I saw it on a screen. And little funny thing I should tell you about here. When I was a kid, I used to be really scared of fireworks. And when the film was going on, there was some event going on nearby, and there were fireworks happening. And this was at an outdoor theater, mind you. And the fireworks went off, and I got scared, and I couldn't watch the movie for like 10 minutes. Yeah, a little fun story for you guys. Let's talk about the positives of Scoob first. For one, the animation is dazzling. It's wonderfully done. The colors, vibrant, bright. There's a lot of great blues, greens, reds, goldens. Lots of blue in this movie because of Blue Falcon. But they did a really good job with it. There's some really nice environments that are created. There's some really nice stuff they do with the little details on characters, which I really, really appreciated. And yeah, as an animated film, it's wonderful to look at. There are some really fun action sequences. There's one really fun sequence at an amusement park, which is a ton of fun. There's a bowling alley thing that's very early on in the film, which is also very entertaining. One thing that really stuck out for me, and I would say this is my biggest positive, are some of the character moments it had. There are some really nice scenes with Shaggy and Scooby and with the rest of the Mystery Inc. And they did a good job with those. Those were really, really nice scenes. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of them because somewhere along the film, very early on, because of this team dynamic questioning that is happening, Scooby and Shaggy are on their own thing, and Fred, Velma, and Daphne are on their own thing. And there's not a lot of team bonding in this film. I think what works best about the animated show was the team dynamic. There was this constant sense of this character is like this character is like that. And introducing this to a new generation of fans potentially, I feel like this film missed some stuff there and could have actually had a lot more of that dynamic explored. At the same time, it's also making a film that is going to cater to fans who've been there with the series for years now. But since it has a lot of modern stuff in it for modern audiences, including some dialogue, which is right in your face, like, oh, this is who we're pandering to, and some music choices like that, it kind of felt like an amalgamation of both things. So I feel like you could have balanced that out a lot better if you wanted to. Also, the story as a whole, didn't love it. I didn't really like the villain thing. It was just kind of been there, done that. I've seen this before. And if that's not something you're going to mind, because this film is not that kind of movie. You're not exactly going in it for, like, thought-provoking storytelling. If that's something you're willing to look past, then I don't see any issue you should have with Scoob, really. But since I'm talking about the film and giving my thoughts on it critically, I feel like I should at least mention it if you are looking for something a lot deeper. Aside from that, because the film doesn't always stick the landing for me. It's not a bad film. It's not even a poor film. It's fine. But I think it could have been a lot more consistent. Certain jokes do not land. And I thought that was also a little cringy at times. Like there were some jokes where they were like, "You're laughing, aren't you?" I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not." That being said, Scoob is something I seem to sound more negative on than I really am, because really this is still a very fun, lively film, and the nostalgia beats, some of the sound effects and some of the animation shots and choices they've used directly reference Hanna-Barbera's original cartoons. That was cool. I'm excited to see what they do next, because they have said this is the start of a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. So down the line, are they going to bring in Tom and Jerry? That'd be a lot of fun. I'd be interested to see that. So while not a perfect film, Scoob is efficient enough. It does the trick it needs to do. It's a decent start, I guess, if they want to continue making films down the line. However successful this is, we'll see. And if it works out, I can't wait to see what they do next, actually. I am interested. The film does leave off on a bit of a note that suggests a sequel is in the works. So let's see. I'm going to give Scoob a 6.5 out of 10. Perfectly enjoyable film for kids, families alike. Just not a perfect movie by any means. And the story is not for much. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe. And I'll see you guys at the movies.